Good morning, future officers. Welcome to EduTap and welcome to another important City 360 series session in which we cover the most important GNDSI current affairs. So I believe that I am audible and visible to all of you, and we are good to go with the today's session, guys. So if I am visible and audible to all of you, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box, because this today again I have brought up with so many important topics that are required to be covered from the examination point of view. And this beautiful day we will be starting with the most important current affairs that we have seen in the news articles from 27 to 28th of March 2025. So if you are someone who is preparing for RBI, NABARD, SEBI or other banking examinations, let me tell you that these sessions are going to be very helpful. And if you are someone who has not yet started with your current affairs preparation, let me tell you guys, this is a high time to start with your current affairs preparation, because initially you will also feel some difficulty in understanding the news articles where these sessions are going to help you out. And after that, it is very important for you to retain the important aspects of these current affairs. So we are telling you all the important aspects of these current affairs, as well as we are discussing these current affairs in a very detailed manner. So good morning Vishwajit, Gururaj, Nishu, all the people and RS who have joined us live today in this particular session. So दोस्तों, अगर हम बात करते हैं इस सेशन का, एक रिचुअल रहा है, हम बेसिकली इस सेशन को शुरू करने से पहले प्रैक्टिस करते हैं अपने पुराने सेशन के कंटेंट की, सो दैट हम एक रिवीजन कर लें और आपके लिए भी एक छोटा सा एनालिसिस हो जाए whether you are able to retain the important information from the previous session or not. Okay, so that's why it is very important for you, as I always tell you, that always make sure whenever you are coming to the session, make sure that you have revised the previous session also. So now let's first see the list of topics that we are going to cover in the today's discussion, and it includes some new schemes which have been launched, some new programs and some milestones which have been achieved. Okay, so these are the list of all the articles that we are going to cover in the today's session. And now let's start with our revision first, right? So this quick bites of the previous session are really very important, and let's start with the first. So my dear friends, here is the very first question for all of you. What percentage of India's population is covered by at least one social protections benefit? So in the previous session we talked about the data pooling exercise that government of India has initiated, right? So in that part we basically try to identify that what is the coverage of social protection benefit in our nation. So what exactly is the percentage of these people? The percentage, the right answer is 65%. Absolutely right, 65% RS, that is the right answer. Moving ahead to the next question. So here you have to tell me the name of initiative which has been launched by the Department of School Education and Literacy under the Ministry of Education, right? Under which we are trying to create a compendium of the rhymes and the poems to make the kids aware about the surroundings. So I can see in the chat box Gururaj, Vishwajit, all the people giving me the right answer. This is Balpan ki Kavita initiative. Absolutely right. Moving ahead to the next question. So government of India has mandated the traders, wholesalers, retailers to declare their wheat stock. We discussed the wheat stock in a detailed manner in the previous session. Now you have to tell me that from which date they will be starting reporting this wheat stock. The date is 1st of April 2025. Moving to the next question. Dash launched DX Edge, that is empowering excellence and growth through digital transformation. And who we will empower under this particular initiative? We will be empowering MSMEs, and that's why right answer here is Niti Aayog. So Niti Aayog has launched this particular initiative. Moving ahead, so Lok Sabha has taken up the Tribhuvan Sehkari University Bill 2025, and this will be established in which of the following states? So in which state it will be established? Quickly tell me in the chat box, my dear friends. Gururaj, Yukta, RS. So all the people giving me the right answer to the previous question. Well done, guys. So let me tell you that we are just trying to make this quick bites really quick, so that we can definitely move ahead and move on to the topics of the today's session, right? So here absolutely it is Gujarat. I was asking you the name of the state, and that is Gujarat. Absolutely right. Next question. Letter of intent has been signed by India along with which country for the maritime digitalization and decarbonization? तो ये letter of intent किसके साथ sign हुआ है? It has been signed with Singapore. Moving ahead. What is the name of the person who has been recently appointed as the chairman of GSMA? I told you from the global. Can you remember the name of the person? That is Gopal. Gopal Vittal is the right answer. Next question. The government of India has appointed who among the following to take on the additional charge of the CMD of REC Limited? He is already serving as the CMD of Power Finance Corporation. So what is the name of this person? The name of this person is Parvinder Chopra, right? Absolutely, this is the right answer. Next question. So, which country has clinched both the men's and women's Kabaddi World Cup 2025? Let me tell you a very important point here, that this event was hosted in England, and England was the country which was defeated in both the men's and women's final matches. So, what is the name? The name of the team which has clinched the title is India. So, India is the right answer. Absolutely right. This is the right part, my dear friends. And now we will be moving towards the important part, that is the topics of the today's session, right? So now let's move on to the topics of the today's session. And here is the very first topic, that 5 years of National Textile Mission has been completed. So my dear friends, this is a milestone, that 5 years of this particular scheme has got completed. So now when we talk about the National Technical Textile Mission, so first thing is that we should understand what exactly this technical textile is all about. So if we talk about the technical textiles, these are those textiles which are designed and manufactured for specific non-decorative पर्पसेस के लिए इनको एस्टैब्लिश किया जाता है, इनको मैन्युफैक्चर किया जाता है, एंड इट बेसिकली फोकसेस ऑन द परफॉर्मेंस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स लाइक strength, durability and resistance to the various elements, and they are basically been used across a different varied sectors. For example, it can be used in the medical sector. Medical textiles like surgical gowns, wound dressings are there. Then automotive textiles are there. Automotive textiles. So it is very important, before moving to the main topic, it is very important to understand it. Okay, now automotive textiles, like when you go in your car, there is very comfortable seat, right? So the seat fabrics, then when a person got accident or hit by something, airbags opens up in the car, right? So those airbags, they are basically the part of the technical textile. Okay, so now my dear friends, when we talk about this National Technical Textile Mission, it was launched by the government of India in year 2020. Under which ministry? We are talking about the textiles. So Ministry of Textiles is the name of that ministry, which is the nodal ministry for National Technical Textile Mission, and it aims to boost technical textiles in our country. So basically we wanted to make India a global leader in the technical textile, and that is why we come up with the National Technical Textile Mission. So in whatever area we want to excel, it is very important to go in the mission mode, like you guys are going into the mission mode for your preparation of the current affairs, right? Similarly, Government of India come to the mission mode by launching the National Technical Textile Mission in 2020 with the allocation of 1480 crore rupees, and this is applicable till 2025-2026. Under this scheme, they are also aimed to train 50,000 individuals in this particular industry of technical textiles. Okay, so there are different components of this scheme. We will be discussing that as well. So when we talk about this scheme, it promotes innovation, startups, and the use in agriculture, infrastructure, and healthcare. So across all these sectors, they will be using these technical textiles. Now when we talk about the different components of the National Technical Textile Mission, it includes your research, innovation, and development. We want to boost research and development in the technical textile so that we can enhance the quality, right? Then we are having the component 2, that is promotion and market development. After we have made the products, it is very important that we are promoting the product, and we are also developing the market so that the products that we have created, they are being used properly. Okay, then we have export promotion. We want to make India a global hub for the technical textile, so that's why it is very important that we are also trying to promote these products not just in India but also in the foreign countries so that we can export it. Next part is education, training and skill development. Very important part, my dear friends. When we are into such kind of mission, it is very important that first we have to focus on ourselves. How we will be focusing on ourselves? By focusing on our human resources so that they can produce these technical textile, high quality technical textiles. So that's why to promote technical textile education, skill training and internships in top institutes and industries, this component number 4 was been launched. Okay, now guys, it is very important, as we have already discussed about the total outlay of the scheme, that is 1480 crore rupees. Now let's discuss that what is the composition of this particular funding that has been given to these 4 components. So you can see here that the maximum funding has been given to research, innovation and development, that is of 1000 crores. Then for education, training and skilling, 400 crores. And then my dear friends, the promotion and market development include 50 crores, export promotion includes 10 crores, and some administrative expenses we are having 20 crore for this particular part. So if we talk about this particular scheme, it was launched in year 2020 in a nutshell, right? Under the Ministry of Textiles, it is having total 4 components. It was launched with a total financial outlay of 1480 crore. What is the tenure? Till 2025-2026. That's it. That is what we are required to cover from this particular scheme. Okay, and it has now completed its 5 years. Moving ahead to the next scheme, which has been recently launched by the government of India. So what exactly this scheme is? This scheme is the electronics component manufacturing scheme. My dear friends, we all know that electronics is one of the highest traded and fastest growing industries globally. Across the world, it is the highest traded and fastest growing industries. For example, you can see that right now all of us are basically having these gadgets, right? For example, right now you are watching this session either on your phone, your tablet or your PC. I am taking this session via the PC. So we are having all these gadgets, and there are people who are even changing their phones or the laptops or these devices just to stay updated, even just in the matter of 6 months or the 12 months, right? So that is why it is the fastest growing industry globally, and we just want to make sure that if this is the fastest growing industry across the world, we are making the most out of it, because we are really having the very high potential. And let me tell you, my dear friends, when we talk about the trade, the domestic production of electronic goods in our country, it has also increased from rupees 1.9 lakh crore in 2014-15 to rupees 9.52 lakh crore in 2023-2024, which basically shows the CAGR of 17%, right? So आप देख सकते हैं कि how much it has increased, right? The total domestic production, it has really increased a lot, and that shows the potential of this particular industry and the potential that we are having in our country. And that is why, to make India a global hub, India has come up with the new scheme, that is electronics component manufacturing scheme. Okay, in which we will be making India Atmanirbhar, self-reliant in electronics supply chain. And for this scheme, Government of India has given the financial allocation of 22,919 crore rupees, and the scheme will be applicable for a period of 6 years with 1 year of the gestation period. Okay, now what is the key aim of the scheme? That is to develop a robust component ecosystem, guys. We are talking about the electronics component, so iske liye we must have a proper ecosystem. And how we will be creating this ecosystem? By attracting the investment. That is the very first point. We always need funding to carry out these kind of projects. That is why we will attract large investments in electronics component manufacturing ecosystem, right? Apart from that, we will be doing capacity building, skill development of our human resource, and we will increase domestic value addition in the electronic component ecosystem of our nation. Then we will integrate Indian companies with the global value chains so that we can export these electronics to the whole world, and we can become the global hub, right? So that is what the key aim of the electronics component manufacturing scheme. Now when we talk about this particular scheme, my dear friends, it is going to provide differentiated incentives. The people who will be involved in the manufacturing of these electronic components, that is Indian manufacturers, they will be provided differentiated incentives, and we will be overcoming the specific disabilities that are existing in our ecosystem across the different categories of components and the sub-assemblies. हेंस जो हमारे मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं ये एक्वायर करेंगे टेक्नोलॉजिकल कैपेबिलिटीज को, हमारा स्किल डेवलपमेंट एनहांस होगा, एंड दैट्स हाउ वी विल बी एबल टू स्केल अप ऑन द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कंपोनेंट्स sector. Now when we talk about the target segments under this particular scheme, it includes your sub assemblies, bare components, selected bare components, supply chain ecosystem, and capital equipment for electronics manufacturing. So these are the target segments that have been decided under the salient under this particular electronic component scheme. Okay, now guys, let me tell you that what is going to be the impact of this particular scheme. The government of India is expecting that they will be attracting the investment of 59,350 crore rupees in the electronic component manufacturing scheme. 22,000 crore rupees government of India is basically investing, but we are also attracting the investment. We are expecting the investment of 59,000 crore rupees here. It will also result in production of rupees 4,56,500 crore rupees of production. So that is, again, it is going to be very high, my dear friends, as we all know that the total when we talk about the domestic production, it increased from 1.9 to 9.52 lakh crores, and now this scheme only will result in production of 4,56,500 crore of the production. Then when there will be so much investment, there will be so much production, it will also lead to the employment opportunities for the people, employing 91,000 persons. So these are thus the expectations. Let me tell you that these numbers are not that much important, but yes, to basically tell you the weight of this particular scheme, I am telling you this. Okay, so it will be helping in developing a robust ecosystem by attracting large investments in the electronic component manufacturing ecosystem. So please remember what is the tenure of the scheme, what is the total financial allocation, under which scheme this has been launched, and what is the aim of this particular scheme, what are the different target segments under the scheme. These are all the important components we need to remember from this scheme. Okay, I hope this point and the scheme is clear to all of you. Now let's move ahead to the next news article, that Japan's official development assistance to India. So government of India and Japan have signed a loan agreement of 191.736 billion Japanese yen, and this loan agreement has been signed for 6 projects. Okay, and these 6 projects will be launched across the varied sectors. For example, forest management, water supply, urban transport, aquaculture, biodiversity conservation, and investment promotion. So across all these sectors, this official development assistance which is being provided by the Japan to India under this loan agreement of 191.736 billion Japanese yen will be provided. Now next news article is on the Kosi Mechi intrastate link project. So the Kosi Mechi intrastate link project, my dear friends, government of India has given the approval to inclusion of the Kosi Mechi intrastate link project of Bihar under the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. So before moving on to this Kosi Mechi intrastate link project, we must first try to understand some few points about the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. So this Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana was launched by government of India in which year? In 2015-16. And what is the aim? The aim is to provide the physical access of water, on the farm and expand cultivable area under assured irrigation. तो हमें क्या करना है? हमें एक तो वाटर प्रोवाइड करना है और साथ ही साथ हमें अपने जो हमारा कल्टिवेबल एरिया है हमें उसको एक्सपेंड करना है, उसको बढ़ाना है, कल्टिवेबल एरिया को हमें एक्सपेंड करना है. तो इसके लिए बेसिकली वी ऑल्सो कम अप विद द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ द स्कीम, दैट इज एक्सेलरेटेड इरिगेशन बेनिफिट्स प्रोग्राम, एंड दिस इज अंडर द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ जल शक्ति. ठीक है, आई होप दैट दिस पार्ट इज क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू. So when we talk about the timeline of this particular scheme, it is from 2021 to 2026. It was basically expanded by the government of India from 2021 to 2026 with the outlay of rupees 93,000 crore. 93,000 crore rupees. So my dear friends, let me tell you that whenever you are covering these schemes or these schemes are in the news, we are required to make sure that yes, we have covered the static details of the scheme as well. Okay, now when we talk about this, coming back to this news article of the Kosi Mechi intrastate link project. So government of India has approved 3,652.56 crore rupees as a central support, and this is expected to be completed by March 2029, and the total estimated cost of this project will be 6,200 crore rupees. Okay, now what exactly will take place under the intrastate link project of Kosi Mechi? So basically, my dear friends, let me tell you that it will divert the surplus water of Kosi river. So Kosi river is flowing, right? The surplus water which is flowing there in this particular Kosi river, it will be linked to the another river, and we will be transferring this surplus water to the other river where the water is really required. Okay, so we will extend the irrigation to Mahananda basin which is lying in Bihar. So Bihar के अंदर जो महानंदा बेसिन है उसके अंदर इस एडिशनल वाटर को यहाँ पर सप्लाई किया जाएगा, और इसे कैसे किया जाएगा? हमारा जो ईस्टर्न कोसी मेन कैनाल है उसको हम रीमॉडल करेंगे, ठीक है, और इसको उसका जो एरिया है उसको हम इंक्रीज करेंगे एट 41.30 किलोमीटर टू रिवर मेची एट 117.5 किलोमीटर, जिससे कि जो कोसी एंड मेची है, जो दो रिवर्स हैं, दे विल गॉट लिंक्ड एंड द एक्सेसिव water of the Kosi can be transferred to the basin, right? I hope this part is clear to all of you, and that's how we are basically enhancing the irrigation capabilities, as well as we are transferring the surplus water from one river to another river. Okay, so this link project will provide 2,10,516 hectares additional annual irrigation. So इससे क्या होगा? हमारा जो एरिया है, irrigation एरिया है, वो भी इंक्रीज होगा. And I told you that as a part of प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सिंचाई योजना, we want to expand the cultivable area, and that's how we are basically getting this project done. Okay, so apart from that, this project will be having the potential to transfer 2,050 million cubic meters of the surplus water of Kosi. So that is what we will be covering under the Kosi Mechi intra-state link project. Let me tell you that just like this project, total 63 projects have been completed under the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana AIBP part, right? And this manner only we have basically expanded the cultivable area in our country by 26.11 lakh hectares. So that's how it is really very important, these kind of intrastate link projects. Okay, so please remember the name of the state, the name of these rivers, that is Kosi Mechi, and what is the total financial allocation that Government of India has given for this particular part. Now moving ahead to the next news article, my dear friend, that is related to the government's borrowing. So government has come up with its borrowing plan for the first half of year 2025-2026, and this has been done in consultation with the Reserve Bank of India. ठीक है, तो जब भी हम बात करते हैं घर के खर्चों की, तो the person who is responsible, उसके साथ consultation की जाती है, and after that only we basically decide the expenditure. Similarly, government के अगर केस में देखा जाए तो government consults with the Reserve Bank of India. ओके, सो उन्होंने अपना बोरोइंग प्रोग्राम फाइनलाइज कर लिया है, और जो टोटल ग्रॉस मार्केट बोरोइंग है 14.82 लाख करोड़ की फॉर ईयर 2025-2026, उसमें से 8 लाख करोड़ की जो बोरोइंग है, दिस विल बी डन इन द फर्स्ट हाफ ऑफ द ईयर. और कैसे की जाएगी? थ्रू द इश्यूएंस ऑफ डेटेड सिक्योरिटीज इंक्लूडिंग 10,000 करोड़ ऑफ सोवरेन ग्रीन बॉन्ड्स. तो यहां पर 10,000 करोड़ के सोवरेन ग्रीन बॉन्ड्स भी इशू किए जाएंगे, और साथ ही साथ सिक्योरिटीज को भी इशू किया जाएगा. एंड द ग्रॉस मार्केट बोरोइंग ऑफ ₹26 लाख करोड़ विल बी कंप्लीटेड थ्रू 26 वीकली ऑक्शंस. तो इसको टोटल 26 ऑक्शंस के जरिए 8 लाख करोड़ रुपीस को बोरो किया जाएगा बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. ठीक है, और अगर हम बात करेंगे कि ये जो डेटेड सिक्योरिटीज है, इनको इशू कौन करेगा? Who issues these dated securities? That is the Reserve Bank of India, and Reserve Bank of India also conducts these weekly auctions as well. Okay, now moving ahead, my dear friends, you also know about the part of ways and means advances. कभी भी जब गवर्नमेंट के पास कोई टेम्परेरी मिसमैच होता है, like they need money but they are not having the money, so at that point of time, for this part, Reserve Bank of India comes to rescue the government of India. And how it does is by the facility of ways and means advances, in which the Reserve Bank of India provides money to the government of India, and this limit for the first half of year 25-26 is set at 1.5 lakh crore rupees. Very important data from the exam point of view. ओके तो 1.5 लाख करोड़ का वेज एंड मींस एडवांसेस अभी इन्होंने गवर्नमेंट ने सेट किया है फॉर द फर्स्ट हाफ ऑफ ईयर 2025-2026 एंड टोटल अगर हम बात करते हैं तो टोटल मार्केट बोरिंग गवर्नमेंट क्योंकि 14.82 लाख करोड़ की, जिसमें फर्स्ट हाफ में दे विल बी बोरिंग रुपीज 8 लाख करोड़ रुपीज. So these numbers are very important from the examination point of view. Okay, now moving ahead to the next news article, that is the Techkriti 2025. So Asia का largest intercollegiate technical और entrepreneurial festival है. So basically हमने यहाँ पर जो technical चीजें हैं उनको हम यहाँ पे support कर रहे हैं. It is a collegiate, it is a kind of one-stop platform where the different people comes together and they showcase their different technical abilities. And this is being conducted in IIT Kanpur. And this year the theme of this particular event was Pantari, that is everything flows. ठीक है, so it is a celebration of technology, entrepreneurship and collaboration which is taking place in IIT Kanpur. And during the Techkriti 2025 एक छोटा सा डिफेंस एक्सपो भी वहां पर लॉन्च किया गया, that is the रक्षाकृति. ठीक है, so याद रखिए टेककृति 2025 IIT कानपुर में लॉन्च हुआ और रक्षाकृति एक डिफेंस एक्सपो वहां पर लॉन्च किया गया. मूविंग अहेड टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट, दैट इज द सेकंड नेशनल जीन बैंक. माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, वी ऑल नो दैट द जीन बैंक वाज रियली इन द न्यूज आर्टिकल्स फॉर सो मेनी टाइम एंड गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज ऑलरेडी अनाउंस्ड इट्स सेकंड नेशनल जीन बैंक एंड दिस विल बी a compendium of 10 lakh crop germplasm for the future food and nutritional security, so that आगे आने वाले टाइम में if we really need these kind of seeds or anything else, so guys we will be able to take it from this gene bank. ठीक है, तो 10 lakh करोड़ germplasm for the future food and nutrition security, this particular initiative has been taken by the government of India. And when we talk about the first national gene bank that government of India established, it was at ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, and it was established in New Delhi. And this is the second largest gene bank globally. ठीक है, तो ये सेकंड लार्जेस्ट जीन बैंक है विच इज हैविंग टोटल 4,71,561 एक्सेशंस. तो 2157 स्पीशीज के इतने एक्सेशंस यहां पर हैं और ये दुनिया का दूसरा सबसे बड़ा जीन बैंक है. और अब गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने अनाउंस किया है दैट वी विल आल्सो बी एस्टैब्लिशिंग द सेकंड नेशनल जीन बैंक. I hope this is clear. And when we talk about these gene banks, my dear friends, right now it is basically available. The things that we have kept in these gene banks, so they are basically available to for both public as well as the private sector agencies who are involved in the crop improvement and management of genetic resources in our nation. So second national gene bank is also done. Now let's move on to the next news article about world's most valuable steel maker. So world most valuable steel maker, JSW Steel Limited, has become the most valuable steel company in terms of market capitalization. तो market capitalization के according, JSW Steel Limited has become the most valuable steel company globally as its market capitalization has reached $30.31 billion. It was established in 1982. Next news article, so it is basically a naval exercise, that is Indra 2025, which has commenced from Chennai, and this was the first edition of this exercise was held in 2003. ठीक है, तो पहला एडिशन इस एक्सरसाइज का 2003 के अंदर हुआ था and the exercise will be conducted in two phases. One phase is harbor phase, next phase is sea phase. So when we talk about the harbor phase, it will be conducted in Chennai and the sea phase will be conducted in Bay of Bengal. That is Indra 2025 exercise. Moving ahead to the next part, some appointments are there. So the first financial institution of the country, that is Industrial Finance Corporation of India. So the MD and CEO of this organization has been recently appointed. The name is Rahul Bhave. And when we talk about IFCI, it was set up by the government of India on July 1, 1948. और ये पहला डेवलपमेंटल फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन था कंट्री के अंदर. नाउ अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, नामीबिया की पहली फीमेल प्रेसिडेंट अपॉइंट हुई है. सो द नेम इज नतुम्बो नंदी दाइत्वा एंड शी हैज बिकम द फर्स्ट female president of Namibia. Please remember the name of these two people. Now moving ahead, my dear friends, Ministry of Defense has inked a rupees 2500 crore contract, and this contract is going to strengthen the defense industry and the defense of our country, and it will also make us self-reliant, and it will also boost up the different employment opportunities for the people of India, because government Ministry of Defense has signed this contract worth 2500 crore rupees, and they will be procuring armored vehicle. They have signed this MOU with the three organizations. One organization is Armored Vehicle Nigam Limited, and with this organization Ministry of Defense has signed this MOU for the procurement of NAG missile system, that is NAMIS tracked versions of anti-tank weapon platform. ठीक है, तो नाग मिसाइल सिस्टम के लिए इन्होंने ये MOU साइन किया है, एंड द सेकंड MOU हैज बीन साइंड विद फोर्स मोटर्स लिमिटेड एंड महिंद्रा लिमिटेड, एंड दिस MOU has been signed for the procurement of 5000 lightweight vehicles for the armed forces. तो armed forces से lightweight vehicles लिए जाएंगे यहाँ पर, right? So I hope that this is clear to all of you, my dear friends. So till now everything is clear, right? And let me tell you that this is basically the last news article of the today's session, and now we will be moving towards the MCQs. So now, my dear friends, let's move on to the MCQs. We always tell you that just covering these news articles is not at all important. It is also very important for us to make sure that we are solving the MCQs as well. And here is the very first question for all of you. The question is, which steel company has emerged as the most valuable steel company globally? So in terms of market capitalization, this steel company has become the most valuable steel company. What will be the right answer here? Quickly tell me in the chat box. It is very easy. Halwa question for all of you. And the right answer to this question is JSW Steel Limited. Option B, JSW Steel Limited is the right answer. Absolutely right. Moving ahead to the next question. So which of the following statements about the borrowing program of the government of India is correct? We all have discussed the first half of the 2025-26 financial year. Government's borrowing program has been finalized, so we are required to just identify here the statements which are correct. So first statement, government has budgeted 14.82 lakh crore for gross market borrowing in 25-26, where 8 lakh crore is planned for first half of the year. Is this statement right? Yes, it is correct here. Second statement, the total borrowing of 8 lakh crore rupees will be completed through 26 weekly auctions, including the issuance of 10,000 crore of the sovereign green bonds, which is also correct here. Third statement, the Reserve Bank of India has fixed ways and means advances of rupees 1 lakh crore rupees for the government of India. So is this particular statement right? So when we talk about the third statement, it is not right because the value is 1.5 lakh crore. And I can see that Gururaj, Devanshu, Vishwajit, all the people have given me the right answer to this question. That is option A is the right answer to this question. 1 and 2 are correct here. Moving on to the next question. So Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs has approved the inclusion of Kosi Mechi intra-state link project. Okay, so in which state it will be located, and what is the component of the scheme Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana under which it has been launched? So the name of the state is Bihar, and the component name is Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program. That is option B is the right answer. Now next question. So which of the following statements about the target segment and incentives under electronic component manufacturing schemes are correct? We are talking about the target segments and incentives. So again we are required to identify the correct statements. First statement, that it focuses on sub-assemblies, bare components, selected bare components, which is absolutely right. These were the components and the target segments under the electronic component manufacturing scheme. Second statement, incentives provide किए जाएंगे only to the large scale manufacturers and excludes the small businesses. तो ऐसी कोई बात यहाँ पर नहीं की गई है. So this statement is not right here. Third statement, part of the incentive payout is linked to employment targets achievement within the manufacturing segment. So this part is also correct. So the right answer will be option A, that is 1 and 3. So Nishu, Yukta, Vishwajit, Gururaj, all of them have given me the right answers. Absolutely right. Now let's move on to the National Technical Textile Mission, which has recently completed 5 years. So first statement, it was launched in 2020 by Ministry of Textiles, and we wanted to promote technical textile in our country. Second part, it focuses only on research and does not aim at market growth or the skill development. We talked about that it will be focusing on the skill development, capability enhancing, market promotion and research and development. So this statement is incorrect. Now third statement, it has a budget of rupees 1480 crore rupees until 2025-2026. And we will be training 50,000 individuals in the technical textiles. So here again, we were required to identify, in this part, we were required to identify the incorrect statement and not the correct statement. I can see most of the people giving me option A as the right answer, but no. Vishwajit has given me the right answer. Option B is the right answer because only statement 2 is the one which is incorrect here. So guys, whenever you are answering the question, it is very important for us to see that what is the demand of the question, whether we are asking correct or the incorrect statements. So right answer is option B, that is statement 2. Now my dear friends, let's move to the homework question. So the homework question for all of you is on the electronics component manufacturing scheme. You are required to identify the statement which are correct here. Okay? So after the end of the session, go back to this question, and if you even need the requirement to watch the session again, then watch the session and then try to answer this question. Okay, so moving to the homework question of the previous session, and the question was on the India's social protection data pooling exercise. The right answer was option C, that is only 1 and 3 were correct here. And the people who will be answering the homework question, they are the star performers. And now the star performers of the previous session includes Nikhil, Vishwajit, Babita, Gururaj, Nishtha, Ashish, Vaibhav, Kirti, then we have Nandini, Rajshresht, Ritika, Devanshi, Arnav, Joshna, Suraj. So all these people are the star performers from the previous session. And if you also want your name to be mentioned here, please make sure that you are also going to give me the answer to this question in the comment section. तो दोस्तों, अगर वो question का answer गलत हुआ या ठीक हुआ, it doesn't matter. The most important part is your intent to participate, your intent to learn, and your intent for retaining the important news articles, so that you can really achieve your dream of becoming the officer in the desired organization. ठीक है जी? So now if you are still new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of courses and videos offered by us. And apart from that, my dear friends, for the revision of this session, you will require a PDF, and you can download the PDF from the Telegram channel. So Telegram channel पर within 24 hours the PDF will get uploaded, but till that time you are requested to basically revise the session through the video only, right? So, and do make sure that you are giving me the right answer to homework question in the comment section. So my dear friends, that was all from the today's session part, and if you are having any queries, you can definitely type your queries in the chat box, or you can share your queries at hello@edutap.co.in, and you can also call us at 814-620-7241. Okay. So any queries, my dear friends, in the chat box? So Gururaj is having one query, that will these WMA will have interest charges. So Gururaj, I will be confirming this part and then I will be telling you about it in the next session. Okay, do not worry about it. I have noted down your query and I will confirm this part and then I will be providing you the answer in the next session. Okay, so do not worry about it. Apart from that, my dear friends, is there any query that you are having from the today's session related to your preparation or any other query? Please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we can conclude the session. And it was really great to have all of you joining this particular session, and it really shows your energy. And the very first part that you also do when you just wakes up in the morning is you are just done with your important current affairs of the previous 2 days. And I think that is really a very important achievement for you. And when with the consistent efforts and dedication you will be achieving this, definitely this section will be a cakewalk for you in the examination. So I can see that there is no more query, and it means that we can conclude this particular session. So my dear friends, now we will be meeting in the next session. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you all happy learning.